Let's get started. Hey there, everybody. Chris Beytes here from GrowerTalks magazine, and it's the last Friday in July, and I hope you know what that means. It's Ball Customer Day, or Ball Field Day and Landscape Day, and Customer Day, as they call it officially. We're here at the Ball Cafe. Hey, Greg, how's it going? We're here at the cafe where there's all kinds of things going on, displays. That's where you hook up for tours, things like that. But actually, the entrance to the whole festivities in the gardens is about 47 miles that way over there, and we're going to hike that way right now, and we're going to see if we can find Anna Ball herself. She's in charge of all this, you know, and she's out there greeting customers, and we're going to get a few words to find out just what's important in the garden this year. Come with me. Well, we made it to the other end of the garden, the southwest corner, where Anna Ball and her staff are busy greeting customers as they roll in for Customer Day. We're going to see if we can catch up with her. She's here with some of her family, her daughters, Susanna, and her sister-in-law is there. And we'll see if we can corner Anna. Anna Ball! Anna Ball! Anna knows that I corner her out here every year only to give you the chance to say just a little bit about Customer Day number. Well, we don't even know what number it is.
Well,
right?
I just had a man come up to me, Carl Hornung from Shady Hill, and he gave me some slides from Customer Day 1960.
The year I was born, by the way. I should see if I'm in there.
and just before, I had told somebody that the first Customer Day was 1965, so he proved me wrong.
That's good.
So it's at least 1960.
So we're narrowing it down. If anybody knows, if anybody has photographic evidence that they were out here in a fedora with a pipe in the 50s, we want to see about it. Right. Yeah. So a couple of highlights we're going to see out there. She's got her... Beacon. That's our big thing for this year. It looks terrific. That's the new impatiens. Impatiens downy mildew resistant impatiens.
Mildew resistant. Looks fantastic.
We'll take a look at that.
Looks fantastic. The echinacea, the sombreros look absolutely wonderful. They've just been blooming forever. And we've got some really cool vegetables that everybody's excited about. Some really nice vegetables. So make sure you see those and taste them too.
All right. Well,
they're flavorful.
Must I? Me eating in the garden?
Yes, please.
Imagine that.
In the garden.
All right, Anna. Thanks so much. We're looking forward to seeing what we've got out there. Let's go, Jen.
Okay.
It's all on the record now, Anna. All right. Well, Anna told us we had to look at beacon impatiens first. In fact, I think she said beacon 3 times before she told us to go look at them. And so I found Jim Kennedy, who is the sales manager for Ball Seed, knows as much about beacon impatiens as probably anybody does. He's also tall and looks good on camera. And then Jim led us all the way around to the very back of the garden to a bed I didn't even know existed, a beautiful shade bed. He said the beacons look spectacular out here. Jim, you're right, they do.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, this is a great bed of beacon impatiens here in almost full shade, and it was planted back in the early part of June.
Now beacon is, to refresh everybody's memory, because I've written about it, I've done videos about it. It's impatiens downy mildew resistant, highly resistant, in fact, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And it certainly looks it here. We don't see any sign of disease. Do you think if we planted super elephants out here, they'd be looking this good?
I think, Chris, if you'd have planted super elephants out here, I think that they'd be gone by now. We had a wet June. We had a lot of rain this summer. The weather patterns and everything has been conducive for downy mildew to be impacting the impatiens in this area. And I think if we had some super elephants, they'd probably be in pretty tough shape. And the beacons are holding up extremely well, not only here in the West Chicago garden, but we also have a research station close by in Elburn where the beacons look excellent. We recently had an open house at Penn State, and they look excellent there as well. And throughout the East Coast, from Florida all the way north, the beacons are looking really good in the shade garden.
So they've been holding up the way your earlier trials and research has said they should. Now they're out in like real landscapes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been holding up to the promise of highly resistant to downy mildew, and you see the plants really hold up under extreme pressure and continue to perform. the way impatiens can always perform, for those of us that know impatiens, the pre-downy mildew, they're performing the way that we would expect them
So
to.
the big question now is, what's the introduction plan? When are growers and retailers going to be able to get them?
Yeah. Well, we have numbers on the screens right now on our web track with Ball Seed, and we're booking.
So you could order
We're
them
open
right
for
now.
business.
You can
Yeah,
order
we're booking
seed and plugs?
Yes, seed and plugs. We're booking beacons right now, and we have a really robust plan for our plug network with access to all the varieties, mixes, and everything in our plug network, and also seed on the shelf.
And
ready
how
to
about
go.
globally? I've got viewers in South Africa, Australia, England.
Yeah, the
big
beacons,
impatient country.
Yeah, beacons available. Is bred and produced by Pan American Seed, and that's going to be available worldwide in 2020.
Well, Jim, these look fantastic. We're going to check back out through the season, see if they stay looking fantastic, but what are the odds? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
All right,
Yes.
thanks, Jim.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
All right. Well, Ball has some vegetative breeding companies as well, Ball Flora Plant and Selecta. And interestingly, there's a guy over here who's got both those logos on his shirt. He must be important. He's Jason Twaddell, the sales and marketing manager for both those brands. And you're going to show us, I think, 3 different varieties, starting with Flora Plant, right?
Yep.
And a new geranium series?
We'll start here with the Galaxy Geranium. So this is a new series that we introduced at CAST this year. This replaces our Allure series, which was our most vigorous series of geraniums. There's 9 colors in the assortment, and you know, the real big message here is big vigor and exceptional garden
I mean,
performance.
there's a lot of good zonals out there right now. When you're putting out a whole new series and calling it Galaxy, what's the main thing you're looking for to really be competitive?
So really what we were looking for here is exceptional garden performance. So whether that's in the pot or in the ground, we wanted you know, industry-leading garden performance in terms of a zonal geranium, something that would compete even with the interspecific geraniums that are out there on the market.
You got to have a dark red
Yeah.
this day and age.
Yep. So we've got a dark red here. We've also got Galaxy Red. We've got a really strong white, and one of my favorite colors here is this watermelon.
Those are
It's a
beautiful.
unique color, and it
No,
really
this
just
one's the
stands out
best.
on pops.
Jen likes violet over there. That's a girly color.
Both the violet and the purple.
And are these interspecific?
So
they
they're-
look like they've got a little bit of ivy blood to me.
Yeah, so you
Based
got a
on the
little bit of
leaf
that,
shape.
a little bit of that look. These are getting marketed as zonal geraniums. So I mean, within our breeding programs now, that a lot of the stuff has been bred, and there's some interspecific in a lot of this stuff at this point.
All right, next I
But
think,
these, we're calling them zonal geraniums. That's the way we're marketing them.
well, and the flower power is outstanding there. So, petunia, I think you wanted to show us. Where's
yeah.
that?
Yeah, so we'll go up here up front and we'll talk about color rush petunia.
All right.
All right.
Petunias, I see them right here.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about color rush petunias. So this year at CAST we introduced our new colors of color rush.
Cast, that's spring trials, pack trials for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, that's right. California Spring Trials.
Right.
We introduced our 4 new colors of color rush, and here you can see we've got our new Merlot Star. We've got our new purple, watermelon red, and then the new color rush
A white is very important, right? Had you had white in the series before?
We had not. So this one is new. What we had in the series was on the top here, we've got a blue and pink vein, and then color rush pink as well. Those were the 3 we had in the series. So adding the 4 new colors, we've expanded to 7 colors overall.
Including the star type.
Yeah. And we've got the bicolor with the Merlot Star now. Really the message on color rush is vigorous petunias for landscape performance, garden performance, just a really strong product in the garden for the consumer.
Okay, yeah, they're smaller flowered, so it's not a grandiflora type. It's not a
Yeah, you
big,
can see
crazy, showy kind of a thing. It looks very super colorful. I mean,
Yeah, tons
no
and
lodging
tons
out
of
of the top
color.
or anything.
So even though those flowers are a little smaller, you just see this big mass of color because there's so many of them.
All right, so think landscape color, big beds.
Yep. Big container sizes, so think municipal planters or large baskets, and great in-ground performance for the garden as well. And the white, it's early and it's super strong in the garden. So I've got this one in my house, and it's, you know, I've got one plant and it's already 2 feet across.
And you got to have a
it's-
white. You could pair it with any of these, I think, pretty much, and
Yep.
have a beautiful combo. All right, last but not least, I think you said some Calibracoa, which are over here. The mini famous which have been around a long, long time.
Yeah, so the many famous Calibrachoas obviously been around a long time for Selecta. We introduced the Uno series recently, which is our early and compact series. Last year we introduced Uno Double Pinktastic,
Oh, that's beautiful.
and this year we've got Uno Double Plumtastic.
Look at the now that habit. You didn't come in here a week or two ago and shave this to get it like perfect like that.
No,
right?
that's the Uno habit. It's nice and round. This is our compact and early series for Selecta.
Right.
So that's the
and
natural
these are
habit.
Selecta. The other two we looked at were Ball Flora plants.
That's correct.
So
That's correct. So that anything with the tastic name, we call this Plumtastic. We've got that bicolored double flower. So you've got Pinktastic and Plumtastic, and then we'll go down here and we'll look at the other new one with that tastic name.
we'll trip on the hose, Jen. We are.
So in our Neo series, we've got double orange tastic. So Neo orange tastic is that same look. You've got that double bicolor, but it's in the Neo series, so you've got more vigorous.
So I was going to ask Neo versus Uno.
Yep.
Neo more vigorous.
Yep, so this is going to be our more vigorous series. Great for 10, 12-inch hanging baskets, a little bit bigger container size.
You got any tricks for remembering which of the two does which?
Well, Uno is early and compact, so we stick with that as you know, kind of the messaging, and then Neo is our more vigorous series. Yeah, so it's Unos and Neos.
Neo is like Neo.
Yep.
I've got to work on how to remember those two. But I'll get it. You'll quiz me later.
Uno, you know, Uno's one, right? So it's a little bit smaller.
One.
Yeah.
Neo.
Uno is
man.
early and compact.
There you go. All right, Jason. Thanks so much.
Yep.
Good
Thank you.
work on these. Appreciate it.
right.
Neo, Uno. I'll figure it out. Well, we've come into a shade structure, which must mean we're looking for some shade plants, and in this case from Ball Ingenuity. And Ball Ingenuity is the division of Ball that brings in third-party genetics. Ball breeds a lot, but they don't breed everything. And we're going to meet a new young guy, Ryan Stahl, who's over here. Ryan, how's it going?
Good. Nice to see you.
You're going to tell us about this pretty beauty that we saw at Spring Trials, Betulia. Am I pronouncing that right?
You are, yes.
Betulia.
Betullias.
Begonia. Tell us about Betulia.
So Betulia is a Himalayas that is really compact.
It's a Himalayas type.
Yes.
Okay.
Really, really branching. Really heat tolerant. It really will stand up to just about any heat that you can throw at it. It does need to be full shade. We have 4 different colors. So we have the bright pink, the candy pink, the red, and then a light pink, which I believe is around the other side of the trellis here.
All right. And it is it stays this size.
Stays this size.
It's very tight, compact. And where would you think consumers would use this?
I could see it in a window box. I could see it on a little front porch. It needs to stay in a smaller container. So any little 4-inch, 6-inch little pot, anywhere you could stick one of those, I think it would do just fine.
Beautiful. How long would it last indoors, like on a windowsill, do you think?
Indoors, that's a good question. Depends on how good your grower is.
All right, that's Betulia begonia. And then I saw one over here.
Yes.
Oh, it's attracted more attention than just me. Look at the ladies clamoring around this like they're butterflies. Attracted. Wasn't that poetic? Look at this. I love this as well. You guys love this? This is Diamantina, is that correct?
Yeah, Diamantina, the opal orange sunrise.
This is a Diplodenia.
Diplodenia.
And I've never seen one in that color before. That is just the most beautiful, like mango, tangerine. It's just tropical orange. What can you tell us about the whole Diamantina collection here?
So the Diamantina Mandevilla line here, we have a whole bunch of different colors ranging from very vigorous to more of a bush type. This one is right about in the middle. It's really striking flowers, really heavily flowering, and it just kind of stands out as opposed to all the other Mandevillas you can see.
And I really love the display here, these curved trellises. The way you've just made a wall of them with all different colors. This would be a great idea on a patio, at a restaurant, in your garden center. So it's not just about new varieties out here. It's some of the things you can do with them as well.
Exactly.
Ryan, nice work.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. That's really pretty. Orange sunrise. Well, Anna said we should be on the lookout for vegetables, and we got the guy right here, the account manager for vegetables here for Pan American Seed, Josh Kirschenbaum.
Hi, Chris.
And Josh, you're going to show us 3 or 4 of the new introductions in the hand-picked vegetable line, right?
That is absolutely correct. We have some very exciting new introductions this year, and you mentioned vegetables, but I'm going to start with the herbs.
Is basil a vegetable?
You know, I'd consider it an herb. Personally, if you want to call it a vegetable, you're more than welcome
Herbs
to.
and vegetables we're talking here.
Right, right.
Let's be correct here, but
And I love all of our new introductions, but this is one that I'm super duper excited about. So this is Everleaf Emerald Towers. And the thing about basil is that it's delicious. We like to cook with it a lot in the summer, but once it starts flowering, it stops producing leaves.
Right.
And so it kind of fizzles out, the flavor changes a little. So we have bred Everleaf Emerald Tower to be the latest flowering basil from seed. This will flower potentially 10 to 12 weeks after a standard basil, which means that
that's
you
like
can have
up to 3 months
exactly.
longer.
Yep. And that's even like if you were to pick it routinely and cook with it, you're kind of keep preventing the flowers from coming by pinching it as well. So it could even go like an entire summer without flowering,
And
which means that you're going to have summer-long leaf material.
Right, so that's sort of the everleaf portion, and I assume Emerald Towers, this is a pretty upright
It's a very
and vigorous
columnar.
variety.
Mind you, I'm partial, but I think that it's very ornamental too. I think you could incorporate it into your ornamental beds if you wanted to as well.
Yeah, and hence you're showing it here in a container,
Yep.
great on a patio, and out in the garden
Yep, absolutely.
as well. All
Yep.
right, what do you have that goes really good with basil?
Well, you know, oddly, I don't have any mozzarella plants out here today, but I do have some tomatoes.
That's in the back room in the breeding
Exactly,
house,
yeah.
the
Give us a
mozzarella
few
plant.
years, it's on the way. Just joking. Okay, so we have Artemis tomato as well as Helix tomato, and they're two red cherry tomatoes. The differences between the two, Artemis has a very high amount of leaf mold resistance. That's very good for areas that are very hot and very high humidity. I gotta say the flavor on Artemis is one of my favorites, and I will go and grab you one right
fetch us
now.
one there. I know Jen Zerko wants to try an Artemis.
There you
All
go.
right.
There you go.
Ooh, that's outstanding.
It's a really, really
Really
nice.
sweet, not
Yeah, it's
not too acidic at all.
no,
just
it's
a
this-
hint, but that's
If
sweet.
you like sweet tomatoes, this is the one for you. It's, yep.
Jen?
Oh yeah, sugary.
Good. And then Helix has the highest amount of late blight resistance currently available in a tomato. Late blight is a disease that is very, very problematic in the Northeast, in the Midwest, and along the eastern coast too.
So sometimes you get into the height of the season, August, September, your tomato gives out, you blame yourself,
Right.
but it's often the
Yes,
disease, right?
Exactly.
This will
Yep.
keep going.
And this also has a really nice flavor too. It's more of an elongated.
And Anna did give us permission to eat our way through the gardens.
Well, perfect. Good.
Yeah, that's a little milder,
It is.
a little
Not
more
as
acid,
sweet.
a little less sweet.
Yeah.
Kind of nice and complimentary. I might cook with that one and snack on that one.
That's a yes. Perfect
Did I
way
get that
to
right?
utilize
Beautiful.
both.
All right.
All right, now let's move over to our new patty pan squash called Lemon Sun. A patty pan squash.
let me go over
sorry,
here.
Sorry,
There we
sure,
go.
Sure. So patty pans are. You can harvest them they're just, you would cook as you would like a zucchini.
I can pick it that tiny.
You can pick it that tiny, then you don't even have to cut it. You just throw it into your stir fry, you can steam
Does
it.
it leave a little blossom in
And you
on
can,
there?
yeah, it does, but
Yeah.
you can easily just pick it off
Oh,
too.
okay.
So a lot of the yellow patty pans that are out there, oftentimes will get a green splotch on the blossom end. This will stay a solid yellow. The other nice thing that I really like about Lemon Sun is that it produces a lot of male flowers too, which means that if you wanted to use it to make edible squash blossoms,
stuffing the
yes,
blossom.
with some nice ricotta, frying it,
me hungry,
then
Josh,
I
stop.
know, I'm sorry, it's almost lunchtime, right? And this thing just produces a ton of fruit. I think if you harvest it routinely, you will get lots and lots of fruit off of it.
All right. We were going to look at a couple of peppers too, but I think we're running out of time here.
I
But you've
know,
got a
I'd
couple
like
of new
to-
peppers,
Just
right?
one, I'll talk about one
All right.
really quick. I'm a little verbose when it comes to my vegetables. I apologize.
You do love your veggies.
I do. And I am going to even harvest. So this is orange marmalade, which is our new bright orange bell pepper. It starts out green, ripens to orange, has bacterial leaf spot resistance.
Oh, you've got one in there for
I
us.
do, and this is like one of the first ripe ones of the season, and I like you guys so much that I'm going to harvest it for you.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a really nice medium size, very early to mature, nice thick walls, and if you'd like to try it too, I mean, we harvested it. You're
Eat
gonna
it like
have
an
to.
apple?
Feel free,
Yeah.
or an orange.
Here's one. Oh, that's sweet.
Good. Yeah, it's a really
Beautiful.
nice- Yep.
Jen, you want a bite?
Maybe later.
Well, now I got to finish the whole thing, but that's okay. Josh, thank you, my
Thank
friend.
you very much. I appreciate
and good
you
luck
stopping
with
by.
with the vegetables and the herb.
And the herb, exactly. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, it's summertime here at Ball, but mum season is coming up fast. In fact, by the time you watch this, maybe it's behind us and you're growing poinsettias. I don't know, but Ball does have a mum division called Ball Mums, and Cindy Drumgoole is all things Ball. She said mums is her title, right?
That's it. That's what I do.
And one of the things you're showing out here is graphical tracking for garden mums.
Yes.
I've used to doing it for poinsettias for years, but I hadn't really thought about doing it for garden mums. But you guys have been working on that, yeah?
Yes, we have. So with Dr. Will Healy and Todd Cavins, we've put together a nice Excel sheet that you can download.
That's
and
on the website.
It's on the website, and you guys are going to give them links to figure out how to
We'll
get
figure
there.
out how to do that. But basically, it kind of shows over here. This is how you start out. You go out in the field where you got them growing, and Will Healy designed this very simple stick that you use to determine your starting and finishing height. So if you want to finish at, say, a nice 18-inch mum, how do you do that?
Okay, so you download the tool, and there's spots there where you put in your initial height, you put in the height that you want it to be, and then you put in how many weeks you want it to grow.
Starting height down here, finish height 18 inches.
Yep.
I got 8 weeks to do it.
Yep.
That will give me that line that shows that
Where
I'm
you
on
need to
track
be.
week by week. You measure
Week
every
by
week.
week.
Right?
And then it also will show you each week a number for where you should actually be,
So you go out and measure every week to see if you're,
on track or not.
and if you're above, you give me recommendations to slow them down.
Right. You can reduce the feed, you could do B9 or bonsai, and if you're below,
All right, my plants are short. Help!
give them some food, do something, get them up there,
All
get them back
right.
on track.
All right, and again, we're gonna put the link down where you can find that on the Ball Seed webpage. You dig in a couple of layers and there'll be all that information you need, the tool and everything.
And definitely check out the STEM podcast by Will.
That's right, Will does have a podcast. We'll put a link to that as well where you can hear him talking.
Yes.
All about this specific thing.
About this and all other things mums. So great information.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Miss All Things Moms.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.